Mexico City.
Thank you, Mr. Jordan.
Did you have a good flight?
Just fine, thank you.
Can I offer you anything? Cup of coffee?
No.
Sit down.
What's this all about?
You heard about the Interpol report on a heroin shipment out of Hong Kong. Value $500,000?
Yes, about a month ago. How's it going?
Been like chasing a shadow. Popped up in Manila, then vanished. Rumor had it in Honolulu. Turned out to be just that, a rumor. Then a very reliable informant put it in Tampico. That's when I contacted D.C.
What's U.S. Customs stake in this?
It's a smuggling case. Best information is that the shipment's headed across the border to Los Angeles. Mexican authorities have requested our assistance, but my men are too well known here to be effective in cover. It's a surveillance and tail job. You're a new face.
Tampico.
Yesterday, we got one more bit of information, also reliable. It's on its way here. And we got a description of the man who's bringing it.
Who do I work with?
Enrique Chavez, Mexican Federal Judicial Police. Excuse me. Jorgen speaking. Yes? Yes, I understand. He's with me now. That's good news. Thank you. Suspect is on a bus due in from Tampico. Chavez will meet you. Bus stop outside of town. That's the address.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Be in touch. You got it covered, Chavez?
Inside and out. Mr. O'Hara, we're glad to work with you and with your government's Bureau of Narcotics. But do me a favor, will you? It's a long way to the border. Let's not lose him. There he is.
It's empty.
We took him. He doesn't have it with him.
They'll probably check out fuel. You sure this stuff is headed for the States?
That's what the informant said. He was right about Tampico.
He passed it to someone. Another mule.
Pronto, vámonos. Ourselves a problem. What do we do?
and watch him vent his insane anger on the lovely Miss Tina. Go inside, miss. Quickly. Hey, looky. It's showtime, folks. The paper. Here they come.
Step right up here. I'll show you what I'm going to do. A winner each and every time. A genuine simulated diamond ring. Just watch the wheel closely. Show you how to get a winner. Here we go. Be with you as soon as I turn the tip, kid. There we go. Watch the wheel closely. Rolling around. It's an ace. How about that? Watch it closely now. The lucky wheel of fortune spins around. And we're coming up. Another ace, a pair of aces. Takes any prize on the shelf. How about a genuine simulated diamond ring? A little Fernando the Bull for the muchacho. Come on, Spotty. Show the lady what you can do. Well, I never figured I'd run into you again, O'Hara.
How you doing, Jimmy?
Oh, I'm clean. Okay, I shortchange somebody once in a while, but that's about the limit.
Did I ask?
1 2-bit busted, you got me branded as a criminal, right? Remember, I cooperated, too. Straight arrow, right?
Yeah.
What are you doing? You on some kind of vacation?
Take it in the sights.
You like to play? It's on the house.
I wouldn't let you give me the odds on the sun rising in the east. You'd figure a way to rig it.
You got no faith, O'Hara. Give you 7 to 5 odds, huh? Pokerino. Hey, step right up here. A genuine simulated diamond ring. Spin the little wheel, Pokerino.
His men interrogated the suspect they picked up at the bus stop. He claims he doesn't know what was in the briefcase.
He was obviously telling the truth.
And he's more than willing to cooperate. He admits putting the briefcase where it can be picked up. He just doesn't know who made the pickup.
Claims he didn't ever know what was inside it.
That's kind of hard to swallow.
It fits the pattern. Couriers who don't know what they're carrying and don't want to know.
You going to hold him?
There were only a few grains of heroin in the briefcase, but enough.
Narrows it down to the carnival. Stuff's there somewhere with that guy we tailed.
What makes you think he just didn't walk right through the carnival and come out the other side?
Because of what he said to the cab driver. He didn't want to be too late to turn the tip. Now, nobody but a carny would use language like that. So he's probably a performer, a roustabout, something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
We've checked out the carnival owner, Cesaro Dominguez. No record. He has permits to play a series of local towns. 3 more days will get them to the border.
Did anybody at the carnival make you?
Yeah, a guy by the name of Gypsy Jimmy. I busted him when I was a deputy sheriff. I don't think he knows I'm a treasury agent. I think I can get him to dupe me in.
What do you think, Chavez?
I think I might be able to get one man in. But if he asks too many questions, it would definitely rouse suspicion. I think we would have a better chance with Jim.
There's $500,000 worth of junk on its way to L.A.
It's up to Chavez and his government as to how far we go, if we go at all.
I'll maintain contact with you undercover. You've got a green light.
Let's do it.
Each and every time. Yes, sir, a winner each and every time. And it only takes a pacer to play. Why don't you take something home for the little lady? Step right up, a winner each and every time. What can I do for you, kid? A winner each and every time.
Yeah, I'd like to have a word with it.
Here, duck under, but give me a minute, will you? Hey, I tell you, for only $1 a peso, a genuine simulated diamond ring. Ha, what do you say? Let's play, huh? Ocarino, all it takes is a cool hand and a loss in his eye. Oh, thank you kindly, sir. Sorry. What have we got over here? Let's see. What has the little lady got? Oh, double aces, a winner. Anything on the bottom shelf, anything at all. Your choice? Thank you, senorita, and bless you. Well, sorry, folks. I've got to get back to the wagon now. My shoes are killing me.
One loser, one winner. I thought there was a winner every time.
There is, kid. Me. That plastic doll is worth about 2 cents. Well, what can I do for you?
I want a job.
What for? Hey, you down on your luck? I mean, you wouldn't be in some kind of trouble, maybe.
You don't really want to know.
That little Hicktown badge of yours get kind of tarnished? What's in it for me? I got to look out for number 1. I'm an orphan, you know. This concession's all I got in the world.
I work cheap.
Yeah, how cheap?
Building board.
When can you start?
I'm here.
Not I'm here, you're with it. Oh, you will be as soon as I teach you to act like a carny instead of a mark. Let's take a little walk and get you educated. Come on. Place where they got food, but they got no chairs is called a grab joint, because you kind of just eat and run, you know? Place where you sit down with chairs is what they call a food tent. It's a gambling tent. Bingo's about as strong as we get. It's a PC deal. You know, like percentage. That means they got to split with the front office. The guy with the mustache is an alibi agent. Comes up with a million reasons why the mark didn't win and why he should try to play again. Now, if the mark wins, the alibi agent makes all kind of excuses why they can't pay off. They're like the mark fouled or he leaned too far forward or something. That's about as close as we come to a flat store in the whole lot. A flat store is a gaff joint where the mark ain't got a chance. Gaffed means to rig. Got it?
1 minute. All right, come in. What's the matter, Gypsy? Got a problem?
No. Just wanted you to meet my new assistant. In case you came by my joint and you happen to see him. His name's Jim O'Hara.
Mr. Dominguez?
Call me Caesar. We're one big family here, huh, Jimmy?
Yeah, sure.
I know some Dominguezes in L.A. Are you related?
No, never been up that far north. I hope Jimmy has told you I run a clean lot. No flat stores, no gaffs.
Yeah, he told me.
I don't mean to accuse anybody, but Jimmy has been known to...
My joint's clean, Caesar.
I know, Jim. But a reminder once in a while can do no harm. O'Hara, huh? I once knew an O'Hara. He was half Irish, half Indian, and half no good. Well, I'll see you in the lot.
It's a nice meeting you.
Come on, kid. I can smell those marks out there.
Just remember what I said.
Kid, you almost blew it.
What'd I do?
Look, a carny don't ask a carny where he's been or what he's done. Never. In this racket, your past is your own business.
All right, I'll watch it. Okay if I walk around?
Look, tell me who or what you're looking for. Maybe I can help out.
You said I was looking for someone.
Okay, play it your own way. Remember, anybody wonders who you are, just tell them you're with it.
But I can't stand it. Please.
No, you disgust me. If I ever catch you again, so help me, I'm going to kill you. Do you hear me? I will kill you.
Marco, please. Please help me.
What do you think I'm doing?
Marco, please. If you love me, please don't.
Mako throws knives at.
Oh, her name's Tina Harrow. She's American. She's Mako's girl. Where she's been, where she's gone, I don't know. I don't ask any questions.
Mind if I take another walk?
Oh, you ain't much of an assistant, I'll tell you that.
I'm cheap at the price.
Well, you better get with it, kid. We're going to be closing and moving on soon. Ah, senores. 1 peso to play. Pokerino, the magic wheel. Only 1 peso.
Step in closely, folks. The time has come for us to take our leave of your fair city. So this will positively be our last performance. If you'd like to see nature's mistakes, come in now. Won't you come in and see Zuma dine on a diet of razor-sharp steel? And Gorda, high priestess of obesity. See that living legend of Ireland, prince of the wee folk, the mighty midget Giraffe. And see Flamo, the man who eats fire. And our main attraction, ladies and gentlemen, is Mako, Mad Master of the Knives. So won't you come in, see his insane display of daring... So the paybox is here, if you care to go, folks. Remember, this is our last show, positively our last performance of the evening. 10 centavos pace away, 1/10 of a peso. Hurry, it's showtime now.
Come on, kid. Let's put her to bed, huh?
I'm going to ask you a question. How long has Tina Harrow been a junkie?
Who says she is?
I saw her a while ago strung out cold turkey. I saw Mako take her hype kit away. Now she's tripping out while Mako throws knives somewhere she got to fix.
You gonna blow the whistle on her? Is that why you're here?
Hey, listen, even if I was still a small-town sheriff, I'd have no jurisdiction here.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, I'll lay odds you're not even a deputy sheriff anymore.
I thought people in Kearney didn't ask questions.
Turned in your badge, huh? Come on, kid, you can tell me. You've gone private. You're doing a private shamus job for Tina's folks, right? Oh, look, Tina's a good kid. We've all been trying to get her to kick the habit. Mako's tried. Look, it's like Caesar says, we're all family.
She scored off of someone.
Ain't nobody on this lot gonna give Tina any junk, believe me. Mako would kill him.
Maybe. I'll ask around.
You keep asking around, you might as well still be wearing a badge.
You ain't the boss yet, Mako. And until you are, I don't take my orders from Caesar.
Just 1 more week, Big Mouth, and this concession will be mine. You'll be working some other lot.
It's a warm night, huh? I don't know too many people around here. My name is Jim O'Hara. Where are you from?
I'm from nowhere, going nowhere.
Maybe we're going in the same direction, if you need company.
No, I'm all alone. Traveling light. Empty heart, empty head. What did you say your name was? Mako!
Stay away from her. Next time I won't miss.
The mule's name is Mako Nikos. Calls himself Mako the Great. And she better see what you can come up with on a girl named Tina Harrow, U.S. citizen. And she's on junk. I don't know whether Mako still has this stuff, but Tina's getting well somewhere. I'm not all that sure about Dominguez either. Yeah, you're right. We got a handful of suspects. Santa Veronica. All right, Chavez. Gracias.
Who were you calling, kid? Tina's folks, maybe?
Because Kearney people do ask questions.
Come on! Let's get a move on. Caesar don't like stragglers.
Dominguez? Senor Dominguez? Senor Dominguez?
Tina?
You don't give up, do you?
No.
Just what do you want?
Esperanza.
Welcome to the family.
Tina? Maybe you ought to invite me in.
Okay. What do you want? And make it quick, Mako. We'll be back any minute.
Just want an answer to some questions, all right? I'll be looking for them.
What's it to you?
Well, we might be looking for the same thing.
Why don't you roll up your sleeves and I'll find out?
You're looking for some junk in Dominguez's trailer?
Oh, you've got to be kidding. He's so straight, he makes me sick. He's the father confessor around here, the original Mr. Clean. No, I was looking for cash, something to sell, anything.
I got a connection.
Do I look like it?
Oh, you scored last night.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a stash. And now that's gone. And I don't know what to do. Mako won't give me any money, and I've sold everything I have. Look, maybe you could lend me a little. I can make it worth it to you.
No.
How about that? All I get is no's. But there was a time when the whole world was a great big yes. It was bright and shiny, and the sky was always blue. For little Tina, it was always yes, yes, yes. And now it's no. A day at a time, a fix at a time. It's crawling through every day. It's not living. It's staying alive. Daddy was going to give me a car for my 18th birthday. Isn't that something? Car? Doesn't that prove that he loves me?
I'm sure he does. Why don't you call him? Go home, he'll help you.
No. No, I need something right now. Look. You said you were looking for the same thing I am.
That's right.
But you're not a junkie. You're a dealer. You know where you can score.
All I want to do is help you, Tina.
Then get me a fix, pusher. Get me a fix. I'll give you the car. My birthday present.
That was a long time ago, Tina.
No, it wasn't. I'll be 18 tomorrow. Or 20.
Wish I could say happy birthday. Win a genuine simulated diamond ring. Pokerino, how about you, sir? How about winning something for the little lady there? All it takes is a little skill, a cool hand. Winner every time.
Any winners?
Every time, Jimmy, every time.
I better take over. You'll put me out of business.
Okay, Pokerino, everybody please, everybody wins.
Now you give me back what you stole and you get off my lot.
Think I took your money?
Don't play innocent with me. There are no thieves on my lot. Not until you showed up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We'll find out. Search it.
All right, take it easy. I only rent this place. It belongs to Jimmy.
You'll save yourself a lot of trouble if you tell me where the money is.
Dominguez, I'm not a thief.
Maybe you are, and maybe you're not. But tomorrow we play Delgado. It'll be your last day. I trust my nose in these matters, O'Hara, and you smell bad.
Misunderstanding. Dominguez is missing something. He thought I had it.
What?
Doesn't matter.
You know, if I was you, I'd leave well enough alone. You know, carnies don't like cops, even less ex-cops, and even less than that, private eyes. You keep poking around like you've been doing, and you'll come up dead. Well, where you going?
Find Tina. Take it black.
It helps a little. Mako do that?
That's Caesar's boys that took your lumps for you.
What do you mean?
Strong box was wide open. What'd you get?
24,000 pesos.
$2,000. That'll buy a lot of junk.
You got some stuff? Look, I really need it. Look, I've got the money. Cash. It's no more nose for little Tina. It's yes from now on. It's yes from now on. How much do you want, huh? How much?
It was never yes, Tina.
Come on! Come on, I need it! I need it right now! Don't you gotta give it to me!
Give her nothing!
All right!
Don't you see you're killing her with your poison? Come on. Come on. Get out. Go wash the scum off your... Leave it!
I'll get it somewhere!
Get out!
You don't care! You don't care at all!
You filthy creature!
Trying to help her, believe me. This what you're looking for?
Tina had it.
We all tried, Mako. All of us. But this is it. She leaves tonight.
All right. But let me be the one who tell her, huh?
What I said about tomorrow, Mr. O'Hara, I was wrong. It is not your last day. Today is. You may not be a thief, but you bring trouble.
It's your lot. in a coma and an overdose. Let's get her to a hospital.
My car's outside. The keys are in it.
She's a junkie. She threw her life away the first day she stuck the needle in. Whoever sold it to her or gave it to her committed the murder.
I never gave her that stuff. I love her.
Yeah.
She did?
Who you grieving for, you or her? The party's over. We know you're holding a belt full of heroin.
What are you talking about?
You got it with you. We've been on to you since you left Tampico. It's Lieutenant Chavez, Mexican Federal Judicial Police. I'm with the Customs Department, United States Treasury. You got enough poison in that belt to kill 1,000 Tinas.
She was on that stuff when I met her. I tried to stop her, believe me, I did. I didn't know what was in here. If I did, I'd never come close to it.
You didn't ask.
I didn't want to know. We had such a beautiful dream. All I had to do was deliver this. That's all. Just take it across the border and dump it.
When the dream is over, what do you do about it?
What do you want me to do?
Help us nail the guy that peddles this poison.
How?
Give us the belt and tell us where and when you were going to deliver it and who you were going to deliver it to.
I don't know who. I was supposed to take it to Ellington. That's a little town north of Delgado. Take a room at the Vista Motel. Leave the belt in. And then take the key and drop it behind the candy machine in the hotel lobby. Then I was supposed to take a walk. When I'd come back, if everything was all right, the money would be in the room.
Who'd you make a deal with?
I don't know. Just the voice on the other end of the phone?
You recognize the voice. Anything familiar about it?
No. Maybe, I don't know. Just a man's voice.
Words, phrases, something that might connect him with the carnival.
No.
How much were you supposed to be paid?
$3,000.
I must ask you to accompany this officer. You are under arrest. How do you want to handle this, Jim?
You take what's inside. That's your evidence. I'd appreciate it if I could have the belt and about an ounce of H. I'll need it for evidence when I cross the border.
I understand. Marco had an appointment tomorrow.
Yeah, it's an appointment I'm going to keep.
I'll pass the word to your people at the border. The girl, an overdose?
Yeah, hotshot, pure.
To kill oneself in such a way.
She didn't kill herself, somebody else did. She had a bruise on her face. Somebody must have knocked her out and popped it to her.
Where did you find her?
I didn't, Marco did, in his trailer. She must have been looking for money, something of value. And she came upon the belt. Started to give herself a fix, and whoever it was that killed her surprised her.
Possible it was Marco?
I don't think so. I was with him a couple of minutes before he found her.
Hard to figure why. Whoever killed her didn't take the belt.
Didn't have the time. He heard Marco coming and split.
Any ideas who?
Just a couple of guesses. Muchas gracias, amigo.
De nada. When will you make the border crossing tomorrow?
In the morning. You do me one more favor?
Of course.
Call Tina's parents in Los Angeles.
I saw you come in here. Hey, you better not let Caesar find you.
Yeah, I'm just packing my stuff.
What do you got in that thing?
Turkey?
Turkey? Oh, come on, kid. What would you be doing with a belt full of sugar?
Calling my security blanket.
Too bad about Tina.
Yeah, the stuff she shot was pure.
Crazy kid. Mako split, huh? Hey, where are you going?
Place called Ellington. Across the border. Been fun learning how to turn the tip. Kid.
Wait a minute, O'Hara. You got wheels?
I'll take the sidewalk, pick up a rental on the other side.
Oh, why work up a sweat? I'll give you a lift. Anyway, there ain't a mark in sight. Want to wait in the truck?
Fair enough.
Anything to declare?
We're just visiting.
Where were you born?
Nebraska.
Indiana.
Would you mind getting out, please?
I cross clean.
You let me off anywhere along here?
Sit tight a minute, will you? Okay, now you drive. And don't try anything. The odds are 8 to 5 you won't make it. Come on, come on.
It's a stupid move.
Well, maybe and maybe not. But you got 500,000 clams strapped to you, and with those kind of stakes, I'll take a chance. Come on, come on. Just right up that road. Okay, this will do just fine.
This is no two-bit heist. It's a whole different bag.
I know that, O'Hara. I'm moving into the big time. Took a year to set this up, but it was worth it. From now on, I'm going to be known as Gentleman Jimmy. Out. I guess you kind of figured me for a piker, huh, kid? Well, let me tell you something. This has been my show right from the beginning. Have to admit, I got a little worried when you showed up. Figured I might have to pass and let Mako dump the stuff in Ellington and forget about it. But when you got a little greedy and started going to business for yourself, boy, that really turned the tip. You know, Mako never knew what he was carrying. Mako didn't even know who he was working for. But then mules were never noted for brains, all except you. All right, take off that belt and put it on the hood.
You don't want this any more than you want 1,000 Tinas on your back.
Well, that's their problem. Just take off that belt and lay it down nice and easy.
It doesn't bother you, does it? To you, they're just marks.
Just easy marks. Look, if people want to kill themselves, that's their problem.
Like Tina.
Like Tina.
Tina didn't kill herself. Someone else gave her a hot shot.
I saw Tina with the belt. I figured she'd found out where Mako had it hidden. She was strung out so high she'd have blown the whole deal. So I popped her. I didn't like doing it, kid, but like they say, that's showbiz. I heard Mako coming, so I had a duck. I was hiding in the John when I heard you playing Good Samaritan. Give. Easy.
You better check it. You don't want to kill two people for a couple of bucks worth of sugar.
Sugar? Sugar.
Yeah, you lose, James. I'm a treasury agent, United States Customs. So's the man in the car behind us.
Since you crossed at the border. But you were sending loud and clear.
Yeah, thanks. He bought it.
What was it you said about turning the tip?
That's a favorite expression of Jimmy's. That and a winner every time. But he couldn't gaff this game.
Glamorous lady detective lends a hand in a killer case.
Inspector Frost's in love.
David Jason stars in the A&E mystery movie tonight.
Now, two murder suspects try to cover their tracks.
The cops close in on a manhunt on Police Story. Next on A&E.
It's time well spent.
Detective, you from Customs?
That's right. Special Agent Jim O'Hara, Dan Everly. What's the story?
A shooting, fisherman, named Heinrich Kuiper. This ties into your jurisdiction. Did you find something? Heard something from the victim's son. Boy's in there now. Name's Christian Kuiper.
What did he say?
Something about a box full of watch movements.
Watch movements? That's all he said.
Yeah, except that his father was innocent.
No what?
Smuggling.
See you downtown.
Look, I'm sorry. I can't sort all this out right now.
You made port here in Seattle at 2 p.m.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, what about the argument?
Argument?
Well, you said you and your father were arguing about something when he was shot.
When did I say that?
At 2:30 when I responded to the dock, you said you'd been arguing about a box you found aboard the boat.
We exchanged a few words. Why would anyone want to kill him? The dumb, beautiful Dutchman. He never hurt anyone in all his life.
What about the argument, Chris? It could tie into what happened.
Sergeant, I think we better explain to Chris. United States Treasury, Bureau of Customs. I'm Special Agent Jim O'Hara. That's Special Agent Dan Everly.
What do you guys want?
It's our job to investigate smuggling or suspicion of smuggling to evade payment of import duty. I know this isn't easy for you, but it's important if we get on it right away.
Neither one of us knew what was in that box until I opened it.
You ain't telling us where it is now?
I deep sixed it.
Where?
I really don't see why that's so important.
Believe me, it is important.
At the dock where the boat's tied up.
You ought to try out for the Olympic team. I'll call it in. Come on down here. Beautiful, just beautiful.
Don't touch anything.
Oh, yeah. The cabin's a mess, too. Someone was obviously anxious to find something.
I suppose you and I find it.
The box?
Yeah.
Underwater lights in there.
Where'd you dump it?
Right over here.
Watch movements.
What are those things worth?
Market value, about $35,000. Plus import duty, $3,000. These are probably stolen. That'll up the profit to $38,000 less expenses.
Mr. Kuiper, I think you should understand there could be a great deal more to this investigation than just what's in that box.
Mr. Hazard, I want you to understand my father didn't know what was in it.
We're as anxious as you are to believe in your father's innocence.
If you'd seen the look on his face when he looked inside, you'd know he was innocent.
Must have known something was in it. Next thing.
Artifacts. Indian artifacts. Or maybe they were contraband, too.
Not necessarily, Mr. Kuiper.
Made your father think there were Indian artifacts in the box?
Because Max told him it did. What's that?
Fingerprint survey of your boat from the Seattle police.
Show anything?
Not much.
Figured.
Well, they'll keep pushing, Mr. Kuiper. The murder investigation is their end. This is ours. But it should be obvious the two are tied into each other, so we scratch each other's backs. That way, maybe we come up with some answers. Now, for openers, you want to tell us who this Max is?
My father said he was a friend from the old country.
Have you ever met him?
Nope.
Max, no other name?
That's right.
Any address?
Somewhere in Vancouver, B.C.
Now, you said you fished the Queen Charlotte's. and then put in at Vancouver. Why? Was that unusual?
Dad said he usually laid up there overnight before coming in.
He went ashore, but you didn't.
I played the waterfront. Made a dance, met a chick. We had a few laughs.
And your father had the box with him when he came back to the boat, is that right?
That's right.
Said your father usually put in at Vancouver. Did he always do that?
Look, I just got out of the Navy 2 months ago. I haven't made a run with my father in over 4 years. All right, Dad said he delivered for Max twice before.
When was the first time?
About 6 months ago.
Same pattern?
I don't know what you mean by that.
He never looked inside the boxes.
A friend asked you to do him a favor. Did he ask questions?
But you looked inside. When?
About halfway home.
Why?
I don't know. Curiosity, I suppose. Anyway, as I was saying, when he found out what was in it, he went through the roof. The Dutchman had some temper when you touched a nerve. He got on the horn to Max and chewed him up and down for using him like that. Max apologized, said he'd never ask him again.
Your father used the ship-to-shore radio?
That's right.
You wouldn't happen to know the number in Vancouver he gave the operator, would you?
I didn't pay any attention to that.
Dan, see you in here a minute.
Did father ever say where he delivered in Seattle or who he might have delivered to?
No.
Why did you dump the box when you reached port?
I figured that was the end of it. And when we were swabbing down, that shot came out of nowhere.
Dan, I want you to get a hold of the Vancouver Marine operator. I want a confidential trace on a ship-to-shore call made from the Angel 2 yesterday. Mr. Kuiper, what are your call letters?
Whiskey John 2823.
Got it? Mr. Kuiper, I told you this could be big. You see, when smugglers find a pattern that works, they usually pump that pipeline full of anything the mark will bear. Narcotics, illicit medicines, gems, anything. That's why we want to plug this one up as fast as we can. Now, we know this has been rough on you and your sister. But we have a favor we'd like to ask.
What can I do?
Somebody tore up your boat looking for these. Between us, maybe we can help him find them.
Well, I've only got one thing to do first. Bury my father.
Don't worry, Mr. O'Hara. I won't spoil your fun.
Take it easy, sis, and remember, his name is Hawkins.
Just like Daddy. You believe anything anybody tells you. You really believe he's going to prove Daddy innocent?
I'd appreciate it if you'd give us a chance.
Sis, I know how you feel.
He's dead. Why can't we just let him rest in peace?
You know he was taken in.
Well, does he?
We're operating on that presumption.
You really expect whoever killed him to show up here? Or maybe you and Mr. Hawkins would like to take some inventory. Maybe Mama smuggled in some of the china and silver from the old country. You know about Mama? Well, she died under very mysterious circumstances, too. She worked herself to death.
Helga? Hi.
Don.
I just hit town. I read about it in the papers. I'm sorry I didn't make the funeral. Hendrik was a fine man.
Thank you. I don't think you've met my brother. Chris, Donald Ames.
Chris, heard a lot about you.
How do you do? It's my friend Jim Hawkins, old shipmate from the Navy.
Hello, Jim.
Don's from Detroit. He visited us about 3
Last time
months.
I made Seattle. 2 months ago, remember?
It seems like a lot longer.
Well, when things get straightened out, why don't we have dinner together?
I'd love it.
Well, you two gonna throw in together?
Hauling fish. Gotta be an easier way.
You might try marine products.
Yeah.
That's my line. I'm sales rep.
Might be interesting.
You really looking?
Yeah, but maybe we ought to talk about it some other time.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, you take care of yourself. I'll give you a call, okay? Bye.
Well,
seems like a nice enough guy.
He's a very nice guy.
Maybe I should get to know him.
Do you look for criminals under your bed at night, or you just have someone poke a sword under it?
Mr. Kuiper, Miss Kuiper, forgive my intruding. I am Otto Schurman.
Mr. Sherman? Mr. Haskell.
How do you do, sir?
How do you do? Nice to meet you. Your father has not mentioned my name to you, huh?
Sherman? No, I don't believe so, sir.
We were friends in the old country. Also, I knew your mother. She's a wonderful woman. Yeah, we shared experiences together, a lifetime for a while. The war, the occupation. That was before either of you were born. And now again, sadness. You have lost a father and I a friend. I wonder if I may speak to you alone for a moment. You'll excuse us, please?
Helga? Oh, you poor dear. Such a dreadful thing. I brought something. I knew you wouldn't want to cook.
Well, thank you. Here.
I realize, of course, that this is a very inopportune time. But perhaps you would drop in on me as the son of a dear and old friend.
I'd be happy to.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Anything special?
Well, he claims he had some unfinished business with my father. Say, do you suppose he could be...
Give you an address?
Yes, the Alexander Hotel.
I'll call him. I'll tell you what to say.
Chris, we have our guests to attend to.
All right, stay on it. Sherman hasn't left his hotel room since you tailed in there, and no visitors.
Quiet type.
Could be a blank wall, Jim.
When Chris called, Sherman said he refused to discuss the nature of the business he'd been conducting with his father, except in person.
The man we lost on the dock had to be a lot younger than Sherman.
Here's the ballistics report on the slug that killed Hendrik Kuiper. .30 caliber bullet. That could have been fired from anywhere around there with a scope sight.
Hey, they shipped ashore from the Kuiper boat to Max in Vancouver, huh?
Well, the Canadian police found his residence, but he'd already flown the coop. Max Pella. Middle 60s, bachelor, European. Neighbors said he kept to himself, seldom had visitors, traveled quite a bit.
Any make sheet on?
No. We got an APB on both sides of the borders, but he dropped out of sight.
How about that marine products salesman, Donald Ames?
He seems to be exactly what he says he is. At least he reps for a dozen or so manufacturers.
We're getting nowhere fast.
It's time to get off the fence, Benjamin. Stop pushing.
Well, I suppose we could try Sherman. Even if we don't come up with anything, we're right where we are now. All right, let's give him a whirl.
Might not be a bad idea to go in with half a loaf, huh?
Dan, you work back up with Campbell and Johnson. And you mark half of it.
Okay.
Now, if someone finds out that you're holding out, things are going to get pretty hairy for you, Jim.
That's the idea, isn't it?
Yes?
I was at Chris Kuiper's house yesterday. My name is Hawkins.
What can I do for you, young man?
Thought maybe we might talk.
Come in. A lonely old man does not often have visitors. May I offer you a cup of tea?
No, thanks.
Ah, of course not. I'm afraid I have no schnapps. Please sit down. Well, what shall we talk about?
This or what's in it. Then maybe you'd give us some idea what we should do with it.
Why did Christian not come with you?
Well, he agreed I should handle this.
What do you have in the box?
Take a look.
Watch movements?
About 750 of them. They're worth a lot of money, aren't they?
I suppose so. But where did you get them? Why bring them to me?
Well, would you feel better if Chris were here? I mean, you can talk to him on telephone. He's home.
I am sorry to seem such a disappointment to you, but I can't see what difference talking to Chris would make.
You seem disappointed he wasn't here.
Obviously, he has mentioned some unfinished business with Hendrik and me.
Would it make any difference if I mentioned a name? Max.
Who?
Yeah, I guess I got it wrong. Well, you can't blame a guy for wanting to get in on a piece of the action.
What piece of what action?
Forget it.
No, just a moment. Am I to understand that you expected me to buy them?
Yeah, put us in touch with someone who might.
Ah, I see. You are an opportunist. In the old days, there were times when we were forced to do certain things in order to stay alive. We, too, had to learn to recognize opportunity. And it might be a shame to let this one slip by.
I won't disagree.
All right. You just leave the box here. I see what I can do.
Hey, don't you think I ought to have something, a deposit?
I can give you $100 now. Perhaps more later.
All right, for now.
We'll discuss it later. Now, I am doing this out of friendship for the son of my very dear and old friend, Henry Kuiper. Now, that must be understood. Christian is to share in this.
How do we get in touch?
I will call Christian if there is any news. So, good day.
All right, go home and stay there. Sherman might call you. If he does, you let him know I'm handling everything.
You asked me in on this. I want in all the way.
Chris, we know Sherman's involved, but right now we don't know how much he's involved. He may know something about your father's death, and he may know nothing at all. But the best possible way you can help us reach out for answers is by doing exactly what we ask you to. Okay?
Okay.
Kid's got his thumb in a powder keg.
Well, I don't blame him. Here. Down payment, log it.
11 to 13.
Go ahead, Levitt.
Subject just took a cab, heading east toward the freeway south. He's got the box with him. Looked like it's been wrapped for mailing.
All right, stay with him. We'll double ahead, 10-4.
10-4.
You think Sherman's anything more than a mule?
He played it straight.
Oh, he seems awfully anxious to get out of town.
You'd be too if you were holding $20,000 worth of something that didn't belong to you. Let's go.
Subject is now leaving air freight. Looks like he's heading for the passenger terminal. He doesn't have the box.
All right, stick with him.
Customs?
Package right there. What's that?
What you looking for, dirty books?
I just want to draw a dirty picture.
I don't see anything.
You're not supposed to. Minneapolis, Minnesota. What flight?
6:48. Takes off in a few minutes.
Thank you. Minneapolis address, new name, Paul Schertz. Get a hold of the chief?
Yeah, he's standing by on radio.
13 to control.
What have you got, Jim?
An air freight flight, number 648, heading for Minneapolis like right now with my mark on it.
Shag it.
Yeah, hold it, Ben.
Sherman, bought a ticket to Minneapolis, one way.
Flight 648?
That's right.
Hey, Ben, the subject is headed from Minneapolis on the same flight as the air freight.
I want you to bird dog that evidence, Jim. Take a follow flight. I'll clue Minneapolis to pick up on Sherman. Did you get a Minneapolis address on the air freight?
Yeah, 113 Bond Street.
10-4.
Phil, see if you can get a hold of Chris Kuiper. Find out if his father ever mentioned anyone in the Twin Cities.
If I get anything, I'll hotline it along. There's a connection to Minneapolis through Chicago, Jim.
Special Agent Stan Carver.
How do you do? Glad to know you.
I got a message for you from Seattle. Chris says father mentioned an Uncle Hans in Minneapolis, but Chris never met him. Signed Johnson.
You pick up on Otto Sherman?
Got a man on him now. Let's make my office. I'll bring you up to date. Surveillance on Otto Sherman and that air freight parcel. We figured they'd both wind up at the same place. They didn't. Air freight delivered the parcel to that address. A woman accepted delivery.
Did she give you a name?
We talked to her discreetly. She said a man calling himself Paul Schurtz rented a room from her about 6 months ago. He told her he'd be receiving shipments of books from time to time, and that the parcels would be picked up by a messenger if he wasn't around to claim them. Coffee?
Yeah, Black. She give you a description of Paul Schurtz?
She never saw him. The arrangements were always made by phone. He always paid his rent in advance, in cash, by mail.
Recall anything about his voice? Special inflection, dialect, anything?
Jim, I asked. All she remembers is a man's voice. I think she was leveling down the line.
And the parcel was picked up from her?
By a bonded delivery service. Legitimate. Delivery was made to that location. That's the back. This is the front door. Jewelry store.
May I be of service, sir?
Yeah, I have a little trouble with my watch.
Well, perhaps it just needs a little work.
Yeah, maybe I'll save myself some agony and get a new one.
Well, we carry a complete line. Those you were looking at are self-winding, gold case.
You know, that looks sort of expensive. You got anything more,
I'm John Benson, general manager. Perhaps you'd be interested in one of these.
Huh?
You couldn't do better. Fine workmanship, and they sell a great deal less than the competition. They just came in.
This is the way you sell them?
No, we add a case and a strap. Comet supplies the movements.
Comet, I don't believe I've heard of that.
Independent jobber.
You got a lot of them.
750.
That's a lot for one store, isn't it?
No, we have 6 branches. If you could come back a little later, I can have it ready for you.
Yeah, well, I'm interested. Think about it.
Certainly. Anytime.
Salvage this from the store's trash bin.
This should have my mark on it. The wholesaler is called Comet Watch.
That's got to be a phony.
Delivered by messenger. Probably receives payment by mail to a box number.
Well, the store is reputable.
Hey, he made no secret about having those watch movements.
Obviously, he doesn't know he's receiving smuggled property. I'm sure he'll cooperate.
Well, we need those watch movements for evidence. There were 1,500 of them when we found them in that box. I only turned over 750 to Mr. Sherman.
Did a little skimming, huh?
A little foot in the door, maybe.
21 to 22.
Go ahead, Brewer.
Thought you'd like to know an ambulance just rolled up to the Hotel de Sol.
That's where he tailed Sherman. Yeah.
Looks like the subject did a high dive.
10-4.
Let's hit it. What happened?
It was terrible. I tried to grab him, but he fell. It was a terrible accident.
A friend of yours?
No, a dear friend. I've lost a very dear friend.
I've lost something too, Uncle Hans. You are Uncle Hans, aren't you?
Who are you?
We'll talk about that later. I'll be in touch. Well, Chris did say that the two of you had never met. The old man kept talking about old times and Uncle Hans.
It was terrible about Henrik. Not even a line on the obituary page. The whole life summed up in anonymity.
Yeah, Sherman, too. Two old guys whose only mistake it was in thinking it was time to retire.
It is wrong to want to retire?
Well, if it means breaking up a going concern, or if the boss hasn't got a replacement ready. Or if he thinks a senior citizen has too much time to think and talk.
Otto told me about you, Mr. Hawkins.
I figured he'd mention my name.
But then how do you know why a man does what he has to do? How a man can get trapped? We were boys together. Hendrik and Otto and I. We sailed and fished and swam in the canals in the summertime, and in the wintertime we skated for miles. And then, when the war came, we learned that laws made by men could also be broken by men. Yeah, we contrived to stay alive. It became a game. A deadly game.
New lives, same old rules.
Always being the strong and the weak, victors and the vanquished.
It's the victors.
I think it was a mistake I came here.
You want to talk about a new man on the coast?
So we finally come to the point.
Well, if Sherman hadn't met with that accident.
Well, it was an accident, and the police are completely satisfied.
If Max hadn't blown the whistle on his old friend Heinrich Kuiper, I wouldn't be here at all.
Max? Who is Max?
Hey, I got some of the names and numbers. So let's lay it on the line, Hans. I got $100 from Sherman with a promise of a lot more, in return for which he got some very valuable merchandise. So valuable, I decided to keep an eye on him. I smell a lot more than $100 in this setup. And Mr. Sherman's in no position to pay it.
Well, you say you're a friend of Christian Kuiper. But I only have your word for it.
Check it.
As an academic question, does he share your attitude?
Let's just say I can handle Chris.
Well, we are often called upon to do difficult things in the name of friendship.
I was right about Sherman, huh? What now?
I haven't the slightest idea what you're talking about.
But then you don't know that Sherman only got half the shipment. That's right, I got the other half. So if you want to talk about replacement, give me a call. I'm staying at the Chadwick Arms.
Mr. Hawkins, it has been my experience that a man without feelings can be a very dangerous ally.
Can also be a very dangerous enemy. Uncle Hans is not calling the shots. He's gonna have to get an okay on me from someone. Maybe Max, whoever he is.
Well, my wife cleared you. She's a great gal. We even get to see each other occasionally.
On the line of duty. Hello?
Hello? Yeah, Brewer. They gonna book him? Okay. The local PD just picked up Uncle Hans for further questioning in connection with Sherman's death.
It'd be helpful if they'd let him make a phone call.
Oh, they will. Brewer's contacted the precinct, says they haven't got anything to hold him on. Yet.
Hello? Well, yeah. Well, couldn't you tell me more than that? Listen.
Uncle Hans?
Yeah, obviously as free as a bird.
What did he say?
Go back to Seattle.
That's it?
That's it. Why did Uncle Hans leave Minneapolis?
A half hour after you did. Flew to Portland.
Puts him in the right territory, Jim.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got him on a string, but we can't play him too tight without tipping our hand.
And if he's our contact, I'm betting on Max.
Well, that's a pretty tough bet to put your money on Max. We can't even find him.
Well, at least by now, they must know that I've got the rest of the shipment. Sooner or later, they're gonna go fishing.
Whoever's running this little circus just might let you keep them and shut down tighter than a fisherman's knot on a wet weekend.
They haven't already. Get the distinct impression that we are standing in a tub of glue. Helga?
Mr. Hawkins, you checking up on us?
I haven't poked any swords under any beds lately.
Well, just leave us alone. Can't you, please?
Nice car.
It's Don's. He's been very kind to both Chris and me. Is that all right with you?
Sure.
Hi.
Hi.
How'd you make out?
That's what I want to talk to you about. Hi.
Hi. Understand you went east looking for some kind of connection. Well, that's what Chris said.
What else did he say?
Nothing. You two guys got something going, huh?
You might call it that. Matter of fact, I was in your neck of the woods, Detroit, wasn't it?
If I'd known you were headed up that way, I could have lined you up with some action at St. Paul. You were in Minneapolis, weren't you?
I think I did mention something about Minneapolis, sorry.
It's all right, no sweat. Didn't work out.
I had a feeling it was going to go that way. What happened to...
We'll latch on to something else.
Just go home and wait. What for? For you to handle it?
Told you it didn't work out.
All right. I went along with you. Now on, you can count me out. Shipmate. Here.
What's that?
It was in the cabin when we came on board. Got your name on it, hasn't it?
Well, that must have been some deal. That one that didn't pan out.
Yeah, it could have been.
Kind of leaves you on the beach, huh?
Might say.
Not too bad. I wish I could help you out.
Yeah, something else would come along. Buy you a cup of coffee.
No, thanks.
Hey, Chris?
Yeah.
See you later, huh?
I wouldn't count on it.
Are you sure you two guys are the same Navy?
Didn't happen to see who delivered this, did you?
Nope. Like he said, it was on board when we came up. Maybe it's some good news.
Yeah.
British Columbia, Bravo Uncle Fox, 429er. Request immediate make on owner.
That's Roger, and stand by one.
Well, Jim, looks like you've finally broken through.
Yeah, maybe.
Seems obvious. Get the keys and follow instructions.
No name, no offer of a payoff, just bring the merchandise.
Got something they want.
You can't tell me too close. Risk getting burned.
And we can't risk wiring you. We just might get away with a signaling device.
A beeper?
Their surveillance can pick up the signal without getting too close.
Yeah, at least we'd be able to keep you in a general area.
Oh, that's it then. Jim, what about Chris Kuiper?
Control to Unit 1.
Oh, right now we can't be sure of almost anything.
Go ahead, Johnson.
On your British Columbia plates, Baker Uncle Fox, 429er. Vehicle is registered to Max Pella, Vancouver address.
Up pops the devil. Max Pella. Looks like you step out of that tub of glue, Jim.
Notify Seattle detective that we will keep an eye on subject vehicle. Request they stand clear.
10-4.
Jim, 2 men have already been killed on this. Let's make awful sure you're not number 3, huh? Not for 750 watch movements.
Your friendly local messenger service. Kid left this at the boat for you after you'd gone. Said he was told it was urgent. It's getting to be a habit. Listen, I'm sorry I blew my cool the way I did. Back on the boat, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, that's all right. Forget it.
This could be it, right?
Chris, can we go now?
Oh, what's the hurry, honey? Besides, you wanted to come along.
The boy that brought this. Did he say who gave it to him?
I didn't think to ask. Sorry, I guess I should have.
Looks like somebody's keeping tabs on you, huh, Hawkins?
Think so?
Oh, yeah, the envelope said you'd be here.
Don, we've done our good deed.
Oh, come on, this is just getting interesting. Okay. You and Chris gonna let us in on what's happening?
Oh, I don't see why we shouldn't tell him, Jim.
There's nothing to tell, is there?
Well, I will be inside.
Okay. Hey, wait a minute.
Well, what's it say?
Let's go in and have a little drink and have a bite to eat, okay? Come on. Snap out of it.
Why don't you go on inside?
Are you going to tell me what happened in Minneapolis?
Not right now.
You know, that cooperation you spoke of, it's beginning to look like a one-way street.
That means we're both headed in the same direction, doesn't it?
We'll see.
Why don't you just go ahead and take her home, Chris?
Oh, she'll get over it, won't you, Todd? Hey.
Why don't you, Chris?
Hey, what's going on? What's that?
Come on, Chris.
See you tonight, baby, huh?
Boys. Coming?
No, not now.
Will somebody please tell me what's going on?
Have you got in that box what I think you have?
I'll be in the car.
Well, does that have something to do with the note?
At first I thought it might just get my foot in the door. Now I consider it to be my insurance.
An expensive policy?
Maybe my only way out. I just very neatly got put into a very tricky situation.
What do you mean by insurance?
What value would you put on that insurance policy, Hawkins?
$20,000. And do us both a favor, see if you can keep her quiet.
Oh, boy, it's too bad you couldn't follow instructions.
You were the one.
Just stay put.
Sit down, Chris. Can't you keep Chris and Helga out of this?
I want it in, but you leave her out of it.
You're a nice kid, Chris. And Helga's a beautiful girl, but it's a shame. Somebody's got to win and somebody's got to lose. That's the way it goes.
No deals?
No way to make a deal now.
Is this going to be an accident like Otto Sherman? Or just cold-blooded murder like Heinrich Kuiper or Uncle Hans?
I'll think of something.
Why'd you do it, Ames? Why'd you kill my father?
You opened the box and you got curious. If you hadn't done that, none of this would have been necessary.
It's always somebody else's fault, huh?
A guy tries to make a little something extra on the side, and people ought to leave him alone. But the world is full of suckers just waiting to be had. So don't worry about me. I'll make out.
Open this door! Open it!
Helga, run!
You get over the table. Put your hands on it. All right, Sheriff. U.S. Treasury, United States Customs. You're under arrest.
Okay, baby. All right.
That's the bundle, Jim?
That's it. Except for Uncle Hans, who's locked in the back of the van.
What can I say?
Well, whatever it is you have to say, we'd appreciate it if both of you'd say it in court.
We'll be there.
Yes, sir, I'll tell him. Commissioner says we rate a well done, Jim. He also says preliminary reports have turned up at least 20 dealers who handled the so-called Comet Watch. They received a delivery by private messenger, paid by mail, post office box notice.
Those post office boxes should prove interesting.
I already have. Ames was using that pipeline of his for something just besides watch movements. Illicit drugs just for opening it.
You got a visitor.
Hello, Chris.
I wanted to thank you, all of you. Mr. Everly just told me that you found the rifle that killed my father and that Ames confessed to the police that he shot him. But you said something about Otto Sherman and Uncle Hans.
Ames ordered Sherman to get the watch movements and ship them to Minneapolis. He probably would have killed him here, but Sherman was running scared. So he ordered Uncle Hans to arrange an accident in Minneapolis. Then Uncle Hans showed up here, probably tried to blackmail Ames in return for his silence, so Ames paid him off for good.
Tried to set me up to frame me for the killing.
I don't understand. Why?
Once he started the snowball rolling, he couldn't afford to let it stop. He had to remove everyone who could tie him to your father's death. There is one loose end, though. Max Pella.
Fingerprint verification just came through. In Vancouver, British Columbia, he was known as Max Pella. Minneapolis, Uncle Hans Vogel. He lit out from Minneapolis right after he told Ames about that ship-to-shore call that he received from your father.
Two nice, quiet old guys. They must have known what they were doing.
They both thought it was some kind of a game they learned a long time ago. But the wrong set of rules.
Tonight, Sarah Purcell hosts A&E's An Evening at the Improv. And later today, Kimball jeopardizes his cover to help a deathly ill child on The Fugitive.
Oh, I feel like an AM guy in a PM town.
He's watching the Late Show, Teddy.
Yeah, if you like drinking schnapps and meeting some informant in the middle of the night. I would have asked him to come to the office.
Well, I did. He wouldn't. And be a nice person. See you later. Schnapps. Schnapps.
Make it two, please. You from the customs?
Special Agent James O'Hara.
You got your credentials? A man can be too careful, you know. I wouldn't want to start talking to anybody, you understand. When the conversation's about diamonds, you just don't start off with anybody. That's my business, you know, diamonds.
Thank you.
40 years. Antwerp, Brussels, Amsterdam. That was before the war. Since then, it's different, but always diamonds. Everything else could crumble, you know, but diamonds, they're real. All my life. You see, that's why it bothers me to see them cheapened like this. I mean, would you believe I'm the kind of man who would smuggle diamonds? But that's what they want me to do. And Erin, boy, that's what they want to make of me. They want me to go to Africa to buy $250,000 worth of stones and to smuggle them back here. Just like that. Me, Aram Pringle, I am licensed as a diamond broker in half a dozen countries. Why? Why should I now become a thief?
Mr. Pringle, who are they?
I think they're criminals, big. Who else has that kind of cash? That's why I was afraid to come to your office. I think I'm being watched. I have a daughter. They said that if I contacted anybody, told anybody about the diamonds, she would be hurt. She is the only family I have. All the rest are dead. May they rest in peace.
All right, Mr. Pringle, let me get it straight. Somebody you don't know who wants you to take $250,000 to Africa, buy some diamonds, and smuggle them back here, right?
That's it, exactly. But if I do what they want me to do, it would only be the beginning. They would never let me stop. That's why I come to you. I think the only way I can get out is for you to catch me.
You know, you're probably right. It does sound like a cock and bull story, especially with his record. According to Interpol, at least 3 countries suspect Pringle of smuggling, but none of them have been able to make it stick.
Well, we know he's telling the truth about one thing. He's a licensed diamond broker. He's made 2 trips to Africa this year. Both times he declared $10,000 worth of cut diamonds.
Oh, I'm not discounting all of his story. Just part of it. That jazz about not knowing who he's working for, the threat on his family, etc. Let's face it, Jim, all that's just window dressing. You know, the diamond syndicate's a closed circuit. Organized crime has no part of it.
Then why did Pringle contact us?
Well, how about because he wants to get caught?
The moiety?
$50,000 reward would be a nice nest egg, especially if he could walk away clean.
So I stick with him?
Yeah. You and your Magnum.
We'll have to make this quick. I think I'm being followed. They called me. Who called?
May I help you?
Just a voice, man. No, thank you very much. He said I would get the money on Wednesday, $250,000. They would call me. He said, tell me where to pick it up. And then he said I should buy a ticket to Africa, Ngoro, Wednesday, the 8 o'clock flight. Mr. O'Hara, if it wasn't for my daughter, I wouldn't do this. They said they would kill her.
I think he's angling for the reward. But then that's how we figured it'd go down. What about his story that he's being watched by somebody? Do you believe?
Feel like that's hard to fake.
Oh, I know that if I gave somebody $250,000 to carry for me, I'd sure send somebody along to ride shotgun.
So Mr. Pringle gets the bodyguard. Pringle said his friend on the telephone told him there'd be a locker key in his mailbox and an attaché case full of money in the lock of the key fit.
Well, that checks out. We've had him on a constant surveillance. He hasn't been anywhere near that airport until a half an hour ago.
In the back.
We watched him open the locker. He has the attaché case with him now.
Maybe he planted it there last week.
No way, Jim. They clear those lockers out every 24 hours. Now, whoever's playing with Pringle isn't taking any chances. There's 40 passengers on that plane, Any one of them could be Pringle's watchdog. Now, we'll run a make on every name on that manifest, and if we turn anything, we'll get in touch with the Ngoro police. We've already been in contact with them, and they'll get a hold of you as soon as you arrive there. Remember, you're just another friendly travel agent checking out the local hotel.
All right, Ben.
We'll be boarding any minute now. Now remember the time change. We'll be leaving in daylight and arriving in daylight.
Flight 506 is now ready for immediate departure. Boarding at gate 42.
I thought Mrs. Wapplewick was my problem. I mean, no, please. Let's stay together. Come on. Catch up. Let's stay together. Please. Yes, Mrs. Wapplewick. Please, stay together. Please now, no stragglers. And please remember that you're a guest in a foreign country. Yes, Miss Wapplewick. Yeah,
The man with the girl. I think I recognize him.
Please remember we are guests in a foreign country.
If your name isn't O'Hara, I'm in the wrong room.
Ngoro Police, Philip Rochenet. Your boss got in touch.
Any word on the passenger list?
No, not yet. We have a line out to Interpol, but I wouldn't expect much. Now, I've seen the list. The only name that means anything to me is Aram Pringle.
Yeah, he thinks somebody's on his back.
Well, that may be, but I'm only interested in who he's dealing with here. In the past, he's always made a legitimate buy, declared it, paid the export duty. But we're sure that he takes out more than he declares. Next down the line is the man he buys from, and beneath him, an illegal cutting and polishing operation.
So down the line, you figure that Pringle's going to lead you to his source.
Once we find his connection, maybe, we can take it to the next level.
Excuse me, are you Mr. Pringle?
Yes?
My name is O'Hara. The manager told me I might find you here. Thank you. Mr. Pringle, just a coffee block, please. I'm in the travel business. I get out in the field once or twice a year, do a little research.
It's a nice line of work.
And I'm always getting requests for unusual tours, out-of-the-way places, things like that, you know. And when the manager told me that they had a genuine diamond merchant staying in the hotel, I thought, well, I'll introduce myself and thank you and ask for a favor.
No bargains, please. My business is strictly wholesale.
No, it's nothing like that. I guess it is a pretty big favor. I was just wondering if you had time to show me some of the shops, you know, the places where they cut and polish stones. Frankly, you can't find that sort of thing in a guidebook, and, well, I thought you might help me write one.
Well, I don't see what harm it could do. All right. I'll be leaving the hotel tomorrow morning at 10. Meet me in the lobby.
Thank you very much. Sure I can't buy another drink?
Tomorrow, perhaps. Good night, Mr.
O'Hara.
O'Hara.
Thank you.
Couldn't help overhearing your conversation. What's his name there? Paul Stoddard.
How do you do, Mr. Stoddard? Sit down.
Thank you. Regarding this tour group here.
Oh.
Brother, I don't know why I ever got into this business. It's a living. Well, I wouldn't mind having your end of it, just traveling around, doing research. But baby, you take one tour out on one tour, just once, and you're ready to chuck it. My first trip to Ngora, thought I might add a bit of local color. But I barely had time to read the itinerary, much less a guidebook. Seems like all I do is take care of Mrs. Applewhite and look for lost baggage. And the questions, they think I'm a walking encyclopedia. Uh-oh. Here comes a question. You know, you can see it on their faces.
Mr. Stoddard.
Yes, you have a question?
I'm Rebecca Kent.
Cadlin. George Cadlin.
James O'Hara, I think I saw you on the plane.
Yes.
George and I were just discussing where the diamonds come from.
Well, you've come to the right place. Mr. O'Hara here is writing a tour book. He's a travel agent. And I'm sure he'll be glad to answer all of your questions.
But tell me, can someone actually watch while they cut diamonds here in Angora?
Well, I don't really know, but maybe I'll find out tomorrow. If I do, I'll let you know.
Thanks. We'll be in touch.
All right.
A toast.
Huh?
To the tourists.
Yeah, to the tourists.
It is a pleasure to talk about diamonds, Mr. O'Hara. No bother at all.
I don't want to get in the way.
Not in the way, believe me. Aram and I, we are friends for a long time. My sister's cousin is married to his brother's niece. May they rest in peace.
We never let family come in the way of business. So, Stefan, what have you got?
For you, the best.
It's fair, but the color is against them.
You look, you think, what is time? 1,000,000 years to make them. What is few minutes to look at them?
I may not be able to use them.
Study them, my friend. Get to know them.
So, Stefan has been reduced to this. Second-rate goods, Mr. O'Hara, second-rate. Struck out? Oh, no. That's why we're sitting here in this cafe. Not in some place with the plushy seats and half-naked servant girls.
You want to meet somebody here?
Maybe, maybe not. It's a good place to wait and see. You see, a lot of brokers come here for their coffee. Deals can be made.
Get down. Make sure you check all your baggage. Just 1 minute, Mrs. Applewhite. Just a second, please.
This cafe was founded in 1853. Here, diamond merchants have come for over 50 years to discuss...
Frankly, Mr. O'Hara, I don't think it'll go so good today. Not with you alone. You see, you don't look like a diamond buyer. But we can enjoy our coffee.
I'll meet you back at the hotel.
Watch your step, Mrs. Applewhite. All of that.
Your friend seems to be in no hurry.
People in the diamond business are not in a hurry.
I think I know that man with Pringle.
Is he a diamond seller?
No, I don't think so. But I'll find out.
Pringle took me along to meet a man by the name of Ravazian this morning.
The shop in the Indian section? No, we know him. He's licensed.
Sell it to cut?
Both. Actually, he could be involved in some illegal diamond buying, but so could every other dealer in the country. The problem is every dealer is a suspect. It's so much like having no suspects at all. And you start asking questions, all you get is silence. So all there is for us is to watch.
He's leaving.
If he goes to the Indian section, it will be easy to lose him.
It's been a good day after all. Stefan has found some private stock. I'll look at him this evening. But he has a problem. Police.
I thought he was legitimate.
Well, he is. But he feels the police think he's dealing on the sub-rosa market, so you can understand if he's a little worried.
You want me to go to his shop with him?
Well, not exactly. What he suggests is that I go to a little place just outside of town where he has the diamonds and examine them.
Private stock.
Very close goods, he says. Worth every cent, $250,000. If I like them, I can have them no haggling, but you see, he doesn't want the money and the diamonds in the same place.
How do you make the deal?
He said to send the money with a messenger. After I've looked at the stones, I call him and tell him whether it's yes or no. It's take it or leave it, you see.
And you agree?
It's not a bad plan. If the police are watching him, he's merely taking delivery of a package. If they're watching me, I'm merely taking some stones to examine.
Who carries the money?
I was wondering if maybe you might.
Yeah, I might.
So you be at his place at 8 o'clock. I'll call you there, and after I've looked at the stones, I tell you whether I take it or leave it.
If you take it?
You give him the money and come right back here, so will I. From then on, Mr. O'Hara, I don't want to be too far away from you. Did I tell you? I think somebody was following me this afternoon, but I think I lost you.
I was, and you did. You went into that shop in the Indian Quarter and out the back door. Where'd you go after that?
See, Ravaz, I'll take the money out of the hotel safe at just before we leave at 7:30.
Mr. O'Hara, how's the research going?
Just fine. I haven't seen you around.
I wasn't feeling well, but I'm fine now. Perhaps I'd be better off with a private tour anyway.
Well, it would be a little less structured. I'll see.
Company at 8:30.
Yes, now, no, Mrs. Wait. Does not include the price of drinks. The beverage is not a part of the tour cost. Why don't you see this is right here.
Pringle made contact. Fellow by the name of Ravazian. I'm to deliver the money while Pringle is inspecting the diamonds. If it's a deal, he'll call me at 8 o'clock at Ravazian's shop. Compliments of the hotel.
We'll put Pringle under surveillance and put somebody on you. When Ravazian accepts the money, we'll stay close to him and see if we can find out who's supplying him with illegally cut stones.
What about the diamond?
You don't have a case without him.
Nope.
Consider them a gift. To be returned. No thanks. Looks as if the management would like a favorable mention in your travel guide.
These to Ravazian. I was right. The color is against it.
Where will you be?
Oh, I'll meet you back here in the bar.
The color was against him.
May I examine the contents of the case, please?
All there?
Seems to be. Aram, I told you. Close goods, the finest.
Yep. All right.
Good luck, my friend. And blessings.
Same to you.
Still alive. Call an ambulance. Schiller, little out of your line, isn't it?
Job's a job, mate. Looks like I almost struck it rich, too.
How'd you know about that?
I didn't know about that, mate. Saw the door open. Saw the old man there. I thought it wouldn't hurt to have a look and see what's doing inside that case. In my line of work, a man follows his instinct, mate.
Do you know a man named Pringle?
Who's he?
Just answer the question.
Pringle? Never heard of him.
You were talking to him this afternoon.
You got me confused with someone else, mate.
Take him away.
Won't change my mind. You know that, mate.
Well, he could have been Ravazian's messenger. This is counterfeit.
Pringle returned to the hotel after driving around the block without ever getting out of the cab. He's in the bar now.
Bring him in.
All right, question. 10 minutes ago, Pringle phoned Ravazian, said he had the diamonds. Now, where'd he get him? All he did was ride around the block in a cab and then return to the hotel.
Believe me, I have no diamonds. I tell you, this is ridiculous. Could I have my shoes, please? The floor is cold. I'm not a young man anymore. You want to be responsible if I catch pneumonia?
You told O'Hara to get him the money. You said you have the diamonds. Rochenet. Cover every square inch of his body. Nothing in his room or in the bar. My men turned them both inside out.
I'll get in touch with Secret Service. And Pringle brought that money from the States. That's a whole new ballgame.
I think it's local stuff. A lot of it floating around this part of Africa. You can buy it for 10 cents on the dollar.
How do you know it's local?
Well, you spotted it right away, practically in the dark. I didn't. This is our currency. Real or phony?
I don't know what to look for.
Well, that's just the point. Your currency is easier to counterfeit here because it's easier to pass.
But if it's local, how did it get in Pringle's bag unless Pringle put it there?
At 10 cents on the dollar, he could fill it up with counterfeit for about 25,000 real U.S. dollars.
Well, that means that Pringle has about $225,000 worth of real American money and maybe $250,000 of diamonds.
Your friend Ravasian's in the hospital.
I'm truly sorry, believe me.
I'm sure you are.
I see. You think I had something to do with this.
It would have been convenient. If Schiller had gotten away, nobody would know you paid Ravasian off with counterfeit.
What are you talking about?
The counterfeit you had Mr. O'Hara give Ravasian for the diamonds.
I don't understand you, Mr. Rochenet. My business is diamonds, not counterfeit money. I stood before you an open book, no secrets, not even what I had for dinner. Is this true? Was the money in the case counterfeit? May I go, please? Mr. O'Hara and I, we have to speak in private.
The man you met this afternoon, Ravasian's messenger?
That's what he said. You can ask him.
Yeah, we did. He never heard of you.
Why would he do a thing like that?
That's what I want to ask you.
Forgive me, Mr. O'Hara, but I told you the people behind this are not to be trusted. My friend Ravasian's in the hospital. My daughter is maybe at the point of a gun. And now you accuse me? Me of trying to rob my friend? Me? Does it pay to be an honest man? How can I explain this to Stefan? How? I must return the stones. I must. But what about my daughter? If I don't deliver the diamonds, they're sure to kill her, and I might as well be dead. The man who's following me must know the police brought me in for questioning. He's sure to find out about the counterfeit. What good am I to them now? The police now will watch me every minute, and so will he. I can't deliver the diamonds, and I can't give them back.
Well, if you have the diamonds, you can deliver them.
Yes, I have them. Stefan gave them to me this afternoon to examine. He had no reason not to trust me. All I had to do was to tell him I liked the rest about delivering the money. That was his idea. I should have examined the money instead. How was I to know it was counterfeit? I never even opened the case. Mr. O'Hara, please, what can I do?
Well, for openers, you can give me the diamonds.
I gave them to you this afternoon in the cigars. They weren't from the management.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Mr. O'Hara, will you trust my instinct?
There's a midnight plane for the States.
I think it would be wise if we were on it. Stefan's my friend. He might believe I knew nothing about the counterfeit money, but his relatives, I've also had dealings with them. They're not so easily convinced.
I'll be back in 5 minutes.
I'll meet you in the lobby.
Mr. O'Hara! Money. He was after the money. Please, Mr. O'Hara, give it to my daughter, please.
You bought the counterfeit here?
Yes. Schiller. I bought him too. Please give the money to my daughter. She's all I have.
Who were you supposed to deliver the diamonds to in the States? Pringle? Let me speak to Rouchenet, please. This is James O'Hara. Pringle's dead. Yeah, I've got the money. I lost the diamonds. At his hotel, right? Yeah, I'll take care of myself. Thanks.
Get out.
Don't shoot, please. Don't shoot, please.
Pringle's diamonds.
I didn't know anything about any diamonds. Or any shooting. George just told me to wait for him in the car, that's all. Please, believe me. I don't know what this is all about.
I think you do.
Papa? Papa. Papa. Papa, I told you. I told you. You said it would be easy. So easy. What good is the dream now, Papa? It was a dream, only a dream. Of things, Papa. We don't need things. I never did. Only you.
Catlin killed him. He admits it.
I don't understand. He had the diamonds. You found them.
He found out about the counterfeit.
Then it was all for nothing.
I'm sorry.
In Vienna, my grandfather had a big store. The biggest. It was going to be his, Papa's. All of it. The store, the house, the gardens. Was that such a bad dream?
She was in it from the beginning. Does she know who her father was working for?
Yeah, a guy by the name of Stoneman. According to her, he heads up a diamond smuggling syndicate in L.A.
But Pringle didn't mind stealing from him?
Well, she said that her father was going to go through with it. He was going to buy the diamonds for Stoneman. Play out the charade. And then he was going to let us nail him when he smuggled them into the country. That way he'd have an excuse to quit. Leave the country clean.
With $225,000 he stole from Ravazia.
Yeah, well, they don't consider it stealing. It seems that Ravazian's brother once cheated the Pringle family out of a small fortune in Vienna.
The diamond business. Round and round. Everybody's somebody's cousin, and there are bound to be family disputes.
Yeah, well, Catlin was the only outsider. He was a strong-arm man that Stoneman hired to keep an eye on Pringle. Well, what about Rebecca? Can you release her to our custody?
Will she cooperate?
Well, if we set up the delivery.
What's her motive, Jim? Revenge or the reward?
I don't know. She says she doesn't want the reward.
Little bits of twinkling rock. Cold as death and as permanent as greed.
Any problem?
Would you mind stepping into the office a moment, sir? Just routine.
Like that?
The inspectors will let her through without much of a check.
The diamonds are in a box of candy. She's supposed to call Stoneman for instructions.
I need a taxi, please. Rebecca.
Four p.m., 1868 Rutherford Street, West L.A. The address is a laundromat.
File on Harold Stoneman.
He gets around.
He's taken busts, but no convictions. Diamonds aren't his only business. He's suspected of doing a little trading in human beings.
We've got Stoneman covered.
Who's covering the girl?
Bill Reed. You better make that laundromat, Jim. And keep your eye on that box of candy.
Some hair tonic, Mr. Stoneham?
No.
I'm a United States Treasury agent, Customs. You're under arrest.
What for? Getting a haircut?
For receiving smuggled diamonds.
Not today.
Drop it, Stoneman.
For a customs agent, you make a very good tour guide.
Take him to the car.
Want to see what you were delivering?
Trouble, kid. Chocolate-covered trouble.
You go wait in the car for us. We'll drive you home. Well, there's only one other question. How's she gonna get along without you? Who? Mrs. Hepplewhite.
Good candy.
This is Peter Graves. Join me tonight for Biography right here on A&E.